Good rising and great awakening. And welcome to the KemeTones Self-Care Healing presentation on healing from post-traumatic slave syndrome with sound. And there are 10 steps in this program, and tonight we are covering step number 8, build upon strengths, past and current. And these principles, of course, are taken from the work by Dr. Joy DeGruy on post-traumatic slave syndrome. And we have been covering these healing steps for the past few months, and when we're done with this series, we'll return to just general topics on self-care and self-healing. So this is the workbook that these principles are taken from, and we're just going through each one and coming up with a protocol that can be used with the KemeTones healing practice. KemeTones Cosmic Sound Healing is a sound healing system that is based on the principles of acupuncture and the principles of traditional Chinese medicine. We use acutonics tuning forks, which are tuned to the different planetary frequencies and vibrations. Each tuning fork is tuned to a different planet, therefore each tuning fork also corresponds to a different cosmic force, deity, Netzeru, ancestor, Orisha, etc. And her KemeTones is different from acutonics because we take the archetypes associated with each planet back beyond the Greek history, the Greek systems, to the system from Kemet in Africa. And we use horoscopes for our astrology system, which is a 13-month Kemetic sidereal astrology system based on the actual motion of the sun and the planets across the constellations. The astrology system that we're familiar with is over 4,000 years old, and the Babylonians fixed the time. Time moves forward one day every 70 years. Due to the precession of the equinox, all of the zodiac signs have shifted, and in the sidereal system, we acknowledge the 13th constellation of Ophiuchus, which is located between Scorpio and Sagittarius. Ophiuchus is the only constellation in the sky that is based on the life of an actual human being, based on the life of Imhotep. My name is Tajia Ahmet El Ma'at, and I am a musician, a cosmic sound healer, and organic gardener, and many other top job titles and descriptions. And I'm currently in Chicago battling a legal case dealing with my apartment building that I inherited. And it's very interesting how this series, since we started discussing post-traumatic slave syndrome, has coincided or been in alignment with my experiences, holding on to my inheritance, my property that's been in my family, my bloodline, since my grandmother. So to me, it's fascinating how all of this is tied in, and I can actually see progress in my own life. So we start off every KemeTones sound healing session, whether on the webinar or when you come in for a treatment, with a horoscopes analysis. And here we have the astrology chart for tonight's class. Yes, based on Chicago time. And there's a few things I'd like to point out. Over here we have Ra and Heteru, or the Sun and Venus in the sign of Pimahi or Gemini, the twins. And then we have Jehuti in Apis, or Mercury is in Taurus. And then the moon is the I apologize if I'm a little out of it today. It's been quite a day. The moon is in the constellation of Pisces, or Shasheta is in Pikot Sahu with Neptune or Nebuchadnezzar Het. So those are the constellations and the cosmic forces that we'll be dealing with mostly. Also note that we have Jupiter in Leo, and Mars is still in Libra, or Set is still visiting Ma'at. Saturn is still in Ophiuchus. Pluto is still in Sagittarius, and Neptune is still in Aquarius. So we've had discussions on these other activities at length. So for these weekly sessions, I just focus on the things that are changing since the last session. Let's see if there's one. Any questions? Every now and then I'll check in and see if there's any questions in the chat room. And I don't see any at this time. But if you are listening in, I have not muted the call, so you can speak out at any time, or you can leave a note in the chat room. I check in every 5 minutes, every time we change the topic. Or you can leave your question at the KemeTones Rec Ab study group page on Facebook. Alrighty, so like I said, we have Ra and Heteru in Pimahi. Adorations to Ra and Hetharu. And this is from a CD by my teacher, Mawada Ashby. And then down below is the Kemetic symbolism for Gemini. Oh! Excuse me. What was that? And as you know, in the Babylonian system, twins, it's usually two men. But in the Kemetic system, it's a brother and sister, which is more balanced. So I'm going to invoke these cosmic forces. And since I'm traveling, I think I left my sistrum. Yes. I left my sistrum. So I'll just have to use my hands. See if I can get the camera up. Let's try it. Okay, that'll work. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of chanting to invoke the cosmic forces that we're dealing with during this session. I forgot my system, but I have my hand. Duada, 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 kepra. Duada, 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 kepra. Duada, 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 kepra. Duada, 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 kepra. Adorations to Ra in the form of the Creator. And then the other one we have Hetharu. Dua Hetharu Netrita. Dua Hetharu Netrita. Dua Hetharu Netrita. Dua Hetharu Netrita. Adorations to Hetharu, the great goddess. And that reminds me, I pointed out the cosmic forces, but I didn't give the analysis. Right. So we have, oh, and I think that someone just joined us, so I want to welcome you to our session tonight. And as I mentioned earlier, we're dealing with the cosmic forces of Ra and Hetharu in the sign of Pimahi. And that has to do with using our creativity and our appreciation of the beauty path in communicating with others. As healers and as activists, we are constantly looking for ways to share the truth and the teachings with our community. And so this is a very good time to express the duality of life, because we're dealing with Gemini. And when we express the duality of life, it can help us see the unity or the singularity in the moment. So again, this is the same alignment we had last time with Ra and Hetharu in Pimahi. But still, we're going to, discuss it. And then we have Mercury in the sign of Taurus. So that's kind of like opposite. We have Mercury and Gemini are connected, and Taurus and Venus are connected. So we have this whole like mirroring thing going on with duality, and with this alignment, we're dealing with again, communications and intelligence and the beauty path. Seeing the gift in adversity. Taurus or Apis has to do with the material realm and obstacles and stubbornness and, walls being put up. It has to do with planting and nurturing and stability and abundance and growth. So we're going to use our intelligence and our writings and our communications to share these teachings. Like, I've been spending a lot of time posting in social media, and since we started this work with this protocol, I have really gotten better at not being worried how people respond when I express my truth. I've gotten a lot more confident, because I'm really just sharing. Yes, it's just my version of the truth, but I'm sharing very ancient truths and applying it to modern times and looking for ways to heal and to be healed. So I feel like the work that I'm doing is truly in alignment with the cosmos. And then over here, the moon is the one that's changed. And it's in Pisces now, which has to do with our emotions and the flow. And the moon, or Shasheta, has to do with building our personality, has to do with, again, abundance and reflections. And then we have Neptune, which is, in the horoscopes, is Nebuchadnezzar. Neptune has to do with the mystical, magical side of life, the alternate reality, like, psychedelic, and alternative approaches to healing. So let's just see where we go with this. But that's the analysis for tonight. And then on this slide, we have the image of Nebuchadnezzar. And I've mentioned before how her headdress is the headdress of a set upside down. And that on her headdress also represents a vessel for carrying water. And water symbolizes knowledge and truth. And down here I have one of the little chants affirmations that I do for Nebuchadnezzar. If I can that's too fast. Order in my day, order in my life, order in my life, order in my space, order in my space, order in my mind, order in my mind, order in my day, order in my day, order in my life, order in my life, order in my space, order in my space, order in my mind, order in my mind, order in my day. Dua Nebuchadnezzar. Dua Nebuchadnezzar is the lady of the house. She represents the spirit realm appearing or manifesting in the physical realm, the unity of the physical and the spiritual. And she, along with Shasheta, or the moon, are both in the sign of Pisces. And then I have the song for Shasheta. Shasheta is the goddess of architecture and astrology, astronomy, mathematics, accounting, bookkeeping, time reckoning, libraries, books, so many wonderful, crucial things in our life. And to invoke Shasheta, we have, camera back. Definitely time for a new computer. Okay, I think that's going anywhere. Okay. Do a Shasheta, 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 Dua, 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 shasheta. Nupu shasheta. Nupu shasheta. Nupu shasheta. Nupu shasheta. Nupu, 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 nupu shasheta. Nupu, 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 nupu shasheta. The tap. Yeah, so with this alignment, we are building ways to share truth and wisdom, building ways to create order in our life. And when we create order, in our life by creating order in our space. We create order in our space, which leads to order in our mind. We have order in our mind, we can have order in our day. And when we have order in our day, we can have order in our life. And it just kind of goes on and on and on. And with Pisces energy, that also means, oh, cool, also means like past life experiences. You know, usually someone who's a Pisces means that they've been here many times before. And if someone's an Aries, it means they're like starting over. So it's interesting that these signs are in the, these planets are in the sign of Pisces. And I just mentioned that about past life experiences because that is kind of the topic for tonight's presentation. Let's get back to the slideshow. I forgot to see if there was any questions. Let me do that please quickly. Not at this time. Okay, well, if you know, once again, I'm so glad that you were able to join us. And if you have any questions or comments, post them in the chat room. I check in every subject change, something like that, topic change. And also, the call is unmuted, so you can also just speak out. Okay, so tonight's presentation is on Sankofa step number 8, building upon strength, past and present. Actually, it's past and current, not present. So let me change that. Because current means flowing, and present means standing still. It's a big difference. Built upon strength, past and current. And we have a beautiful flyer here from an event at the Sankofa Theater at the Moore Theater. And it's just got, you know, an image of Africa to the right, and to the left it has Turtle Island, or the United States and South America. And then in the background, I'm pretty sure those are images of slaves. And Sankofa once again means to that it's okay to go back and fetch it, to learn from the past, to be proud of what our ancestors were able to accomplish, to not look back with shame or grief or bitterness. And that is what we're doing with post-traumatic slave syndrome. We're healing from any negative feelings, memories, wounds from these experiences, and that's going to empower us to not only move forward but to thrive. We're tired of trying to survive or quote-unquote make a living. It's time for us to thrive. And so we're going to be looking at the KemeTones applications of this principle. For Sankofa Step 8, based on tonight's Herodoscope analysis, we'll be dealing with the tones for Ra and Heteru and Pimahi, which is the Sun, Venus, and Mercury, Shasheta and Nevidhet, the Moon and Neptune, Jehuti and Apis, Mercury and Venus, and also the Earth forks, Pikaeus and Sekhmet, Jupiter in Leo. And in order to build upon strengths, past, and current, it's important to have the willingness to do things together as a unit, no matter what, to do whatever it takes to build on past success, rather than falling apart and starting over, but to be able to just keep moving forward, no matter what happens, to keep it together, to keep working together. And so this would, when we look at the meridian chart, oh, that page is missing. Go. Look at the meridian charts. We decided that would be the one for the liver. And I also was thinking it would be a good idea to do the ones on the ear, because we're talking about building on past experience. So anyway, here's the one for the liver. The liver and gallbladder meridians mediate the fight response and help us see new possibilities. So we want to be able to build on past strengths and current strengths, help us see new possibilities. Yes, we have anger, but we want to be able to use it in a positive way and not just store it and cause illnesses. We want to be able to communicate our truth and communicate our experience and share our stories, not to get pity or to make other people angry, but so that both sides of the story can be told so that we can actually start to heal. Because the descendants of the oppressors don't really understand our story, and it just causes a lot of anger. Oh, wait, that's what I want to do. And then this is the chart for the ear. So, you know, with KemeTones, we don't have these precise points like with the needle. So it's pretty much as long as you get in the area, you're covering this particular meridian system. So, and this one covers like all the other ones. And I apologize, part of the slide is cut off. But we have the sympathetic point for balance in the autonomous nervous system. And I can't read all of this, so I'm not sure. I'm assuming it says Chen Men for settling and bringing comfort to the heart and to the mind. The kidney point on the ear. And remember, the kidneys and the ears resemble one another. And so there's a direct connection between the kidney point and the ear. So the kidney points to warm a freeze response and help people find a sense of safety in themselves. So these will be really useful to help us build on past strengths rather than, you know, looking at it as just failures or weakness. Again, the liver to soften our anger, to help the eyes see new possibilities, and to unwind the fight response. You know, we have anger, but we don't need to be fighting. We just need to be addressing or teaching or creating or sharing or speaking. We don't need to fight what's going on. You know, we don't need to be combatant. We just need to take action. And then the hippocampus, to ease the mind's grip on traumatic memory, to bring relief to overcharged sensate memories that manifest as nightmares and flashbacks, even complete with odors and images. All right. So, where did this go? Okay, ear treatment. And then in extraordinary vessels, the Chong, which deals with intergenerational issues, because we want to open the flow to the connection with our ancestors and even the elders in our family and our communities, so that we're able to build on their success. We can build on their strengths. We don't have to start over in every generation. If we can learn how to communicate effectively across the generations, then we can just easily, pass on this accumulated wealth and knowledge. Because I assure you, that is what the Europeans do. That's what they've been doing since slavery time. Since they stole all of our wealth, their youth inherit everything, and their youth don't have to start over with every generation. We need to be able to open that flow so that we can do the same for our children and their children. And then also I chose the Yang way, which is called the that should be Shao Yang Hotel, which is where you have like an illness or a pathogen in the system, and it's been there for a long time, and you're like 99.99999% healed, but there's still a little bit that won't release. And from my work, with this program, it's obvious to me that when that happens, there's not necessarily a physical remnant of the illness, but there's an energetic residue, almost like a layer over the entire thing. And with sound healing, with KemeTones, with invoking the cosmic forces of our ancestors, by chanting, singing, meditating, and devotional worship, we can eliminate that layer of the Shao Yang, of the residue, of the block, of the trauma that's still in our DNA. So that's why this work is really crucial. And it's fascinating to me how it always ties in. No matter what day it is, you can find, just by doing analysis of the horoscopes, you can find the tones that you need for the treatments that you're doing. Like, if I was doing Sankofa Step 7, it would be something completely different. Even if it was the same fork, the intentions would change. So the treatment will be different. Even if you did it on the same day, the intention is what sets the tone and gets the work done. All right, and so here is the, I had them in this already. Here is the liver meridians, and remember, I don't try to do the gallbladder meridians for self-care. I haven't really tried. It looks complicated, so I just kind of leave it alone. And I just deal with the liver meridian. That's why you need, even when you do self-care, you still need to go see a professional practitioner so that they can work on your entire body. And then here, once again, look, this chart is not cut off. Okay, Shen Men, not Chen Men. Okay, really close, though. Here is the group ear acupuncture chart, all right? So then let's begin the self-healing session. Now, we always begin with the 3 treasures, not the meridians. So let me get that up and running. Okay, let me check, see if there's any questions or comments. Not yet. Okay. And yes, I am. I'm in Chicago again. I had court hearings. There's been so much going on. I have not been able to update. And I'm getting ready to get a news reporter to interview us to cover all the facts. And it's just a lot. So I'm actually in a hotel room in Chicago. I got a hotel room to make sure I could do this presentation, because the last 2 weeks last times I've been in Chicago on a Tuesday, the Wi-Fi has been lacking, and I haven't been able to put on the presentation. So here we go. And also, when it was time to pack, I didn't bring all my tuning forks because they're really heavy to pack in my regular suitcase, and since I'm just coming for a few days, I just brought carry-on. So this is the first time that I've traveled with just a few forks, and you never really know which ones you're going to need. So mystically, I brought the ones that we need for tonight's session. Okay. See about this. I can make it a little bigger. Oh. Oops. What did I do? Okay. So sensitive. All right. So, of course, we begin on the feet. And if you don't have your tuning fork, you can use Reiki, visualization, crystals, stones. You could just tone, make the sound, oh, or whatever. But I encourage you to get your own tuning fork. And you can order them from the KemeTones website. So we start on the feet, ankles, the ball of the feet for grounding. And always remember, even if there's only one organ, like a heart, when you're doing meridians, make sure you do both sides. And I really need this after today. I don't know why the court sessions always have to be on Tuesday, but they do. Alrighty, and now we're going to do the sacral chakra, or the creativity chakra, the womb chakra, sexual organs, and the heart. And the tension is melting away. Even though I have these tuning forks, I could be doing this all the time. I really need to do this more often. I'm good if I get 1 to twice a week. And now that I have the webinar, I'm always getting Tuesdays, but it's just not cool. Okay. So we're going to go with Nebuchadnezzar and Shasheta for establishing order in the flow. Well, you know what? Let's start with Ra. Yeah, right here. Okay. Ra and Heteru. Creativity and the beauty path. And then next we'll do some with Juji. So the womb chakra, heart chakra, this side, and also the pineal gland. The pineal gland and the first eye are connected, so when I do one, I just do the other. It's out of practice. And then connecting our purpose to our passion and our desires, so that we only desire what is in alignment with our purpose. Connecting our heart's desire with our mind. Connecting our heart's desire with our mind, so that our thoughts are always in alignment with our heart's desire. And then finally, the purpose, heart to mind. Connect the purpose and the heart's desire and the mind. Also remember, when we move up, we're eliminating blocks or toxins, and when we move down, we're manifesting and creating. So right now, I'm eliminating any blocks to keeping my mind and my heart focused on my purpose. and also to be able to see clearly the next step. And also keep in mind when I'm doing this work, doing it for myself, my family, my community, my nation, and the entire planet. We're all healing from PTSS. And we'll do these little sessions. All right. Now we'll switch to Neverhead and Shisheta. Do the same thing. The follow process. So we're building our personality and our character, and getting in touch with our emotions, but not letting them control us. What is it? Emotions make poor masters, no, make good servants but poor masters. It's a Kemetic proverb. Okay. And then those are both in the constellation of Gemini. So I'm just going to focus on the throat chakra and the my thoughts to stay on the beauty path. To express beautiful truth. To express truth in a beautiful way. There we go. To express my truth in the most beautiful way that I can. But not powering down. That's the thing that people don't like. They can't really argue with what I'm saying. They're just shocked that I'm bold enough to say it. I didn't think of that before. Wait till I tell you about what happened with the judge. Yeah. To be able to express the truth beautifully in a way that they can't argue with you. They're just angry that you said it. I love it. You just keep beautiful thoughts. Keep focused on the truth. To be open to express our thoughts without fear. Beautiful thoughts. Truthful thoughts. And then also, again, expressing our creativity. Ra and Jahuti. And I've talked about the myth before. Yeah. The myth is that the legend is that Ra had gotten tired of the humans that were had forgotten him. I have that little song, Children of Ra. And he sent his daughter Hetaru down to, remind the people of what time it is, of who he is, and what they're supposed to be doing. And to kill the unrighteous, to take them out. And she got really greedy, enjoying her power, and started, oh, here's a lesson for me, and started attacking the righteous, the innocent. And then Jehuti was sent down to remind her of her, who she really is and her purpose. So yeah, so that's a good lesson for me, to not attack the righteous when I'm really not attacking people or speaking up badly about people. I'm speaking the truth about the situation. For instance, somebody posted something on Facebook about a man breastfeeding his baby, and then turns out he's a transgender woman who's been taking drugs and having surgery, so she has the appearance of a man, but she didn't change herself internally. And so, of course, I just posted that it's not natural, and that I object to the homosexual agenda to make it illegal to say mother, father, sister, brother, son, daughter in the schools. They can only say parent, sibling, or child. You can't say pregnant woman anymore. And I said, I'm objecting to these things because this is, the culture of natural-born humans. And that it's not safe. It's not natural for a man to breastfeed a child. It's not natural for a man to give birth. And they started talking about how do I know it's not a new species or a new life form that's developing? And I said, well, it's not natural if someone has to have surgery and take drugs. And, they're really going off. And I'm saying, look, I have nothing against transgenders, homosexuals. I'm just saying that what's going on now is a symptom of an imbalance in society. And we need to correct the imbalance. My example is, if you have a lot of people with cancer, you don't change society and make it a society that's for people with cancer and excluding the natural healthy people. No, you figure out how to eliminate the imbalances that are causing the cancer, and then you restore the balance in society. So, that's pretty much my stance in the position. Today, I was thinking not only is it not natural, but if that person is still taking hormones so that he has the appearance, it has the appearance of a man, then aren't those hormones going into the milk of the baby? And does anybody know what that is going to do? So, I know that there's an organization of black straight families, and that this is getting out of control. And I know that I'm going to be, getting a lot of haters. But I think it's getting to that point because the homosexual agenda is very dangerous to natural life. And I have a right to express myself. I'm not hating on anybody's sexual preferences, gender. I know there are natural transgendered people who are born with the physical parts of one gender and the inner, I don't know all the terminology, but I know there are people like that, and yes, they are natural born, but the desire to have the surgery, the desire to take the drugs, the desire to be a man that's pregnant, to me, those are symptoms of imbalance in society. And, like Heteru and Sekhmet, I have to remember speaking out not to speak out against any people in particular, but to speak out against the unnatural desire to do that because it's against life. So you see how this is helping me a lot. All right. So next we would do the meridians and say the liver meridian and the ear treatment. All right. So let's go back to the liver meridian. Oh, of course, it's the next slide. All right. The liver meridian is the one that goes up from the toe, big toe, up along the inside of the leg, and it starts, heads towards the private parts, the genital area, and then proceeds to go upward and ends just below the nipple. I've seen a chart, though, where it ends up at the lung meridian, and I think that's really good because, we store our grief there. So I'm going to go with that other chart. Okay, so camera. And what other forks did I say? Jehuti, Apis, K, and Sekhmet. Okay. So, that one. Okay, we'll have to save that for the higher frequency. But I brought the higher frequency Jupiter, but not the mid-range. That was close. Okay, so let's do some work on our liver. So I think it'll just be good to stick to these two right now because that's the legend of Hadu and Sekhmet. So yeah, I'm gonna do these for this one. All right, so start on the toe and come up on the side of the leg. I know you can't see the whole thing, but I just want you to see that I'm doing it, and I hope you're doing it right along with me, whether you're on the call tonight or when you're listening to the replay. As I say, I know lots of you watch the replay. I go and check the YouTubes, and I can see that people are watching them, and that really motivates me to keep going. I'm getting really good comments about the work, and I'm seeing benefits in my own life. So I'm really grateful for this protocol. So I'm putting one on my toe and then ending one. I can really feel that. So this is to remind me or to help me to communicate the truth in a beautiful way and to not attack the innocent and the unrighteous. To not like say all the transgender or all the white people or, that kind of thing. Just be really mindful of that. And then I'm going to do, this one is Ra and Het Hadu. Ra's the one that sent Het Hadu to do this work. And then she forgot all about him. Okay, so just going to go up the liver meridian, side of the leg. Remember, when we go up, we're eliminating blocks and toxins. I really like the one that goes up to the 1 point. So what's this other comment I had here? Willingness to do together no matter what. So that means like working with family and not letting anger or differences get in the way. And then selfless service, clearing blocks to selfless service. Okay, I'll work on that. So now I'm going to do the right leg. I did the left leg first. I'm just moving up the inside of the leg along the liver meridian to eliminate blocks, to expressing our truth without anger. Express it in a beautiful way, to not get carried away and lose our temper, to not do the kitchen sink. I remember all this work here right now is to help us with the actual Sankofa step on building upon strength, path, and current. So it'll all connect to it when we're done. All right, and then I'm going to do the ear. I've never done that in one of these sessions. So I'm going to use a few other forks here. We have the Zodiac, or Anpu, for removing obstacles to our success, and Chiron, or Imhotep, the wounded healer, the magnificent healer. And just move my hair out of the way so you can see. Let me get that chart up again. Basically, you're just going to move the points, the tuning forks, around the earlobe. Sounds great. Now, also put them like right here and behind the earlobe. I had someone who had an ear infection, and they had ringing in their ear, and it was driving them crazy for days. And I did a healing treatment on their ears, and it went away instantly. it did never come back. Okay, I'm doing the other ear now. I keep looking in the wrong direction because I have the image over to one side, but the camera is in the middle, so I apologize if it's distracting. Like I say, with KemeTones and Accutonics, it's not like a needle where you need pinpoint precision. If you're just on the ear lobe, you're doing this work. And then let's go with this one, with Nebuchadnezzar and Shisheta. All right. Ooh. That's pretty good. Okay, and the Chong for intergenerational and the Yang Wei for the Xiaoyang Hotel. Okay, because the idea is we're building on our strengths, past and current, and I interpret this to mean not just my strengths, but the strengths of my elders, the strengths of my ancestors, and just going all the way back, like every generation. And like I mentioned earlier, being able to pass on our wisdom and experiences to the next generation so they don't have to start over. My goal, my plan is to set my children up to the point where they can just, when they become the elder in this lineage, they'll be able to just take off right from where I am. They won't have to like build their business from scratch, acquire property, etc., that kind of thing. So I think that's what we're supposed to be doing for our youth. Okay, so we have the Chong. Again, this is the one. There's two that go around the waist. One goes actually around the waist, and one kind of like goes under the waist. Or I guess one is horizontal, one's vertical. And so that you start on the inside of the foot and the inside of the hand. So choices. Okay, let's switch it up a little bit. I like this combination because in horoscopes this is mother and son, Nebuchadnezzar and Anpu. And we'll start on the left foot. So this is to help remove any blocks that we have from intergenerational relationships or interactions, so they can be healed, eliminated. If we have any blocks to communicating with our ancestors, or any blocks to, providing selfless service, if our ego is in the way and we're not open to it. Oh, there's the pad. I was missing the rubber pad. It wasn't giving a good hit. There you go. Mm-hmm. And then remember to communicate the truth in a beautiful way. So, I'm not responsible for how someone reacts to how someone responds when I express my truth. But I intend to be mindful and not make sweeping generalizations or stereotypes. And to be mindful to not talk about the person, but about the objection that I have to the treatments that we are having or we're receiving. All right. And now for the other one, the Yang Wei, the Xiaoyang Hotel, when there's something that, some energy that's still in our system, even though we're no longer enslaved people still are enslaved. And so we want to somehow, get rid of that last bit of energetic residue that's still having our people embrace their enslavement. I mean, basically, that's what they're doing. All right, so let's go back with this one. Yeah, the wounded healer. We want to get that pathogen out of our system. We're going to switch to the other chart. The Yang Way. And this is the one, like along the, I guess you call that the backside, kind of like. But we don't put the forks there. We just do these 2 points. So this one is the hand and the foot. It's right by the baby toe. These are extraordinary vessels. And I'm not like explaining everything from the beginning because you've already watched several of these episodes. So we're going to switch directions, hand, foot. Oh, I just got another insight. Some of the extraordinary vessels, when you go from the foot to the hand, that means you're going up, so you're moving blocks. And then some of them go from the hand to the foot, moving down, which means you're creating and manifesting. I never said that before. Awesome. Awesome, amazing. That's the word that I've been using a lot. Awesome, amazing. All right, yeah. So this one, sun. We want to burn that toxin away. We want to burn away that energetic residue that's causing us problems. So we're going to use the sun and Mercury. It's going to be quick. Oh, wait, let me do that over. I think I was backwards. Yeah, try it this way. Okay, start over. It's kind of confusing looking at it backwards to the computer. There we go. Opposite. There we go. Now I got it. Now we're going to burn it. There we go. It's amazing how you can just feel it, the stress or whatever it is. You know, you think there's nothing there, but then comes the exhale, and you realize that there had been a block. I love this work. Okay, so now let's do some of the high frequency work, and then we'll move on to the discussion. I think I was supposed to do the discussion first, but for some reason we're having it after today. Okay. Oh, here we go. All right. I'm just going to work with the ones we brought. Jupiter Leo. This one, like I said, is for protection. when they say that you might get holes in your aura from, they say hot showers with holes in your aura, lots of different things. But certainly this combination is good for closing up those holes and for, you know, a protective energy shield around you, a protective bubble, that's what it's like. But also we have the sun is in Jupiter right now. It's getting ready to leave. But this is also about having the courage to speak up. Courage, protection, bravery, wisdom, you know, all that good power. And then, even though we didn't really talk about these tonight, this is a dynamic power duo of Asar and Heru for transformation and, you know, being the rebel, the leader, going in a completely different direction than everybody else. Using any obstacles to expressing our truth in a beautiful way. And transformation. If we had any trouble expressing ourselves before, now we are just going for it. Right. All right. So like I said, for some reason I had this part switched in the direction I usually do. That's all right. All right. So now we're going to have the time to reflect on the topic. Building our build upon strengths, past and current. Sankofa means being able to go back into the past and fetch or learn from our previous lifetimes or ancestors' experiences. So when I think about, here are the three questions for reflection. What personal strengths can you identify as a result of your reflections on the preceding? Does the preceding have? I think that's right. Preceding chapters. And since we're not really like going over it consecutively every week due to one reason or another, I just said previous weeks, preceding weeks, because nope, not too easy there. Preceding weeks, because I can't really like break it down week by week, but I can say, I can testify that I have been through a transformation since I started working on myself with this program. So some personal strengths that I identify as a result of my reflections on the preceding weeks, like I was talking about, speaking out, standing for my rights. I might be afraid, but I still have courage, and courage means being able to take action even though you're afraid. So the last time I was in Chicago, I think I shared with you what happened. The judge was going to grant my motion to have that woman put out immediately, and because I said hallelujah, he retracted his statement and gave the woman 2 more weeks. So I filed a motion. Let me get the camera up. I filed a motion to object to his process and his decision. And the woman was supposed to be out on June 27th, according to a court hearing. She was supposed to be out June 1st, and she was still there. So they gave her till June 28th, and she's still there. And he gave her another week. And he said something horrible to her or me. He said, if we think that he won't pull the trigger to the gun that we put to our own head, we're wrong, because he will do it. He will pull the trigger. Now, that was kind of scary. But anyway, after he gave her another week, they came to my motion that I had filed. And my heart was pounding. I didn't know what he was going to do to me after what happened last time. And I was scared. The attorney asked me if I wanted to throw out the motion. I called my attorney. She pumped me up. I said, no, I'm doing it. And so I went before the judge, and he said he had not received the motion. And my lawyer said, that's a lie. And then he tried to throw out the motion, but the other attorneys had received the motion because I had served them. And so he said he didn't have the motion, so he read it. He read it right there. And I should have read it to him, but he read it, and he only objected. He didn't object to anything that I said. I accused him of all kinds of things, which is true. He only objected to me using the analogy of a baseball game. I said, if you're playing baseball and you hit a home run, do you celebrate with your team and give thanks to your creator, or do you apologize to the other team? And he objected to that. He got mad at me, yelling at me, saying, it's a baseball game. You can't compare a baseball game to what's happening to this person. And I said, can I speak, Your Honor? In fact, my legs shaking. May I speak? He said, yes. And I said, well, I was only using the baseball analogy because last time when you were speaking to me, you used a sports analogy, and I was trying to speak to you in your own language that you would relate to and understand. He was shocked. He said, granted. And then he objected to me celebrating her misfortune in my court. And I said, Your Honor, after you retracted your statement and gave her another 2 weeks, she was laughing and celebrating, but you didn't see her, and now you're giving her another week. And then I went off. I just said everything I had to say. Bottom line is, all of them are getting sued, and they know it. And, you know, I feel great. So that, I know it's a result of this work I've been doing. I mean, what else is it? Honestly, what else have I been doing consistently with intention and focus and determination to be consistent and share and all that other stuff? So I'm very grateful. What familiar strengths can I identify based on the reflections of the preceding weeks or chapters? Well, nobody else in my family is doing this work, but obviously the work that I'm doing on myself is connected to my family and my community, right? Right now, my family is my daughter, Yuvia. And, you know, she has also taken the reins on this, and she's become a very powerful manager. When all this started, we used to be crying all the time, and now we're more confident. And she had a concert the other night I got to attend. She's powerful on stage. I don't know. You call it coincidence, but both of us, I've seen us both just grow and grow and grow spiritually and lots of other ways. And when we get to the open your money flow, because we'll be healing lots of trauma again, then we're going to open up our money flow and the abundance. So, so the strengths that I see is confidence, and also, you know, the desire to remain independent. She's not working for anybody right now except her music producer who has 2 restaurants. So she's working with him in the studio, and she's working with him in his restaurant, and she's working with me on the apartment building. And I think that's really strong. It's very good. It's scary, but it's really good. Community strength. Well, you know, since I started working on this project, we had, I'm in the artist of, community of artists. That's the first thing comes to mind. So Beyonce, and I already forgot his name, the guy that did the amazing performance like the day after her, and then this Jesse Williams guy last night, or last weekend, whenever that was. So those are really powerful expressions of people using our creativity to express our truth, even though it's things that the children of the oppressors don't want to hear, even though it's things that brainwashed Oreos, tacos, and apples don't want to hear. You know, they don't want to hear these truths. And we're saying them anyway, and they're being heard. And that's causing everybody to have massive healing and releasing of fears and toxins. And, I'm claiming it. I'm claiming that, the work that I do on myself, it helps my family, my community, my neighborhood, the temple, my nation, the planet. And, we're going to keep doing this work, keep supporting people as they transition out from the enslavement, from spiritual enslavement, financial enslavement, employment enslavement. That's my goal. I mean, this isn't even a baby step. This is the idea that the parents had when they decided to make love and give birth, when the mother and father decided to come together. This is like the not even the embryonic stage of my vision and intention for this work. And I'm really appreciative that you are checking in, that you're on the call tonight, those of you who watch the replay, because it's causing me to be consistent, because while I'm doing these webinars, I'm actually putting together a program. It's not like I'm sitting down, spending hours working this out. It's like live in the moment, and I like it this way. I love it this way. So those are my reflections on speaking out against the causes and the effects of post-traumatic slave syndrome. Okay, so looks like someone's call got dropped, so hopefully they will be able to join us in meditation. Yeah, I know that when I came out about my sexual assault, people were angry because they only wanted me to talk about rainbows and unicorns. And now that I'm speaking about the homosexual manifesto and the homosexual agenda and making transgendered and homosexuality the norm and making straight people the outlaw, I know I'm going to get more enemies, more haters, but I don't care because I'm standing for natural life. I'm not against anyone's choice. I'm against them forcing their choices on me, and that is what I'm objecting to. Sankofa, once again, it is not taboo to fetch the past for the future. And when I look at the past, I look at the time when my ancestors had open hearts and let the white man in. Look what happened, okay? I look to that movie, Quilombo, when Akitoren said, no, don't bring the white people in here. So that's kind of how I feel about this whole transgender thing. It's not like I don't love them, but they're not going to force their agenda on me. What is that saying? We didn't cross the border crossed us. And that is the fight right there. So what we learn from the past is when we're open up and we're peaceful and we're loving and we're accepting, they come and stab us in the back. Now, why are we going to do that again? Why? Why would we do that again? That is my question. Okay, so before we get to the meditation, I just want to let you all know about the upcoming events from Tachia Amet El Ma'at. The next event is August 1st through 10th in Jamaica, the Reggae Wellness Week. We have a performance at the Reggae on the River Festival in St. Andrews. on August 1st. August 2nd through 4th, I'll be doing sound healing sessions, one-on-one sessions, and we're looking for another event somewhere in Portland. Then on August 5th, which is my birthday, we'll have a concert in the Portland Amphitheater, and we'll have our Reggae Wellness Tent with alternative healers coming and sharing their skills and their gifts. Then August 7th, we'll be in Kingston at Nanook for the Kemet Wellness Day. Journey to Kemet, Health, Wellness, and Enlightenment. I don't remember the exact title, something like that. And then August 9th, we have our concert at Nanook with the Concert Roots Band family. So that's going to be an incredible week. I'm also going to record a music video and record some new reggae songs in the studio. I'll be recording the Kemetic devotional music, a few of those songs. Then January 8th through 16th, again in Jamaica for the KemeTones Level 1 certification and retreat. And we'll be wrapping that up, 5 days of intensive study, wrapping that up with two days at the Rebel Salute Festival. And I think we're going to be performing there. Now, between August and January, there might be a few concerts. There will be some reggae shows in the California area during the month of October and November. So I have to be sure to add that schedule. And then sometime I'll be opening the Money Flow coaching programs, and the Nafu Bliss coaching program will be after that. And if you have, of course, you can always arrange for a Heavy Scope reading or consultation. And yeah, those are some of the upcoming events. Okay. So at this time, we will transition into the guided meditation. And once again, the theme for tonight's session is building upon strength, past and current. And so here we have the Sankofa pyramid, the step pyramid, in the Dozier step pyramid at Saqqara in Kemet. And some people say this is the first pyramid, when he was experimenting with the stair steps. Then there's also step pyramids in the Olmec country in Mexico with the Mayans. And we're not really sure which ones were first. But anyway, here's the image of the step pyramid. And here is Imhotep, our wonderful healer from our ancestors. Also the inspiration for the constellation of Ophiuchus. And you see it's a step pyramid. So our meditation is going to be like taking these steps up this pyramid. So here's our path with Imhotep. And here is a picture of me when I was in Kemet in 2011 at the Saqqara pyramid. And this is the current. We have the past and current. And that pyramid is still there, which is incredible. All right. So here we have the Saqqara step pyramid. So please take a moment to get this illustration image firmly planted in your mind so that when you hear me say Saqqara step pyramid, this is the image that is in your mind, in your mind's eye. Let's see how many steps is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it's missing the capstone. So the 7 layers all together, pretty much. Okay? So I invite you to get into a comfortable seated position. You can lay down on the floor as long as you're not going to fall asleep. Or sit on the floor in the lotus posture with the legs crossed. Or in a chair with your feet firmly planted on the ground. In any case, of the seated case anyway, be sure to keep your back straight. And if you're like me, when I lay down to do meditations, they all have to tell me to uncross my feet. I'm always crossing my feet when I lay down. They're like a protective, it's like an impulse. So if you're laying down, uncross your feet. And you can keep your eyes open if you want to focus on this visual, or you can lock it in your mind's eye. Gently close your eyes. And we're going to start by taking a few deep breaths together. Inhale slow and deep. Inhaling upward, visualize this energy spiraling upward, counterclockwise. Up, 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 removing blockages, removing toxins, removing what doesn't belong to you, what doesn't belong in your energy field. And when we exhale, visualize the spiral energy rotating clockwise in a downward position, downward direction. Manifesting what it is you intend to create. Again, inhale and remove any blocks you have to receiving this meditation. It's an activation. And exhale, opening yourself up so that you can embrace fully this meditation experience. Now let's just turn to normal breathing. Alright, so first we're going to begin with your personal journey, your past and your current strength. So I want you to visualize yourself at the Sankara pyramid in Kemet. You're standing before this pyramid in your mind's eye. And it actually looks like you can just walk right around it. It just kind of winds up. So just visualize yourself walking, winding around the pyramid, walking up the pyramid. You're on the first level. And just visualize a success that you had when you were a very young person. Something maybe you can remember from when you were a child. And lock that in and lock in how it felt to accomplish or succeed or win or receive. And with your next exhalation, visualize yourself walking up to the next level of the Sankara pyramid. Maybe you're in middle school age. Just try to remember or reflect an experience you had where you were victorious or successful, or you accomplished something that you wished to. Remember how good that felt. No matter how simple or insignificant, or you may even think it's trivial, it's still a success. It's still a strength. Or maybe remember something you used to do as a young person. Maybe when you were in high school. Something that you did that brought you strength, or that you were really good at. And what was the strength that flowed through you at that time? What gave you that sense of strength? Now visualize yourself walking up the next level, the next step. When you're a young adult, what was the most amazing thing that you've done in your young adult years? It still gives you this strength. Still a source of strength for you now. Now we're up to the 5th level. And the 6th level, which is where we are presently. Something going on in your life right now that's a great source of strength. And maybe you can even see the pattern or the thread of continuity from each one of these experiences. You can see your own growth. And just when you think it's time to step up to the 7th level, the capstone of your life, you look down and you realize that every level that you stepped on was the capstone of one of your elders, was the capstone level of one of your ancestors. So that means that under every level is a Saqqara pyramid that's even bigger than the one of your own life. See if you can see this vision in your mind's eye. Every level of your pyramid is a capstone level of one of your ancestors. See how gigantic your pyramid really is. In fact, your pyramid is the capstone of an ancestor from Kemet, maybe from Imhotep's time. Maybe your pyramid is the capstone for the Imhotep pyramid of his strength. Just sit with that. How immense is this pyramid that goes back thousands of years, 30,000 years, 200,000 years, 1,000,000 years? We are building upon the strength of the past and the current. One step at a time. One success at a time. My life is one success after another. My journey is one success after another. All the struggles of my people, one success after another. Maybe it doesn't end. This pyramid keeps on going because our pyramid is supporting the pyramids of our youth. They're building their pyramids on top of ours. And it just keeps going. Maybe there's no end to our strength. There's no end to our success. It's just one after another. There may be thousands of years in between the capstones. Maybe 100 years between the capstones. Or maybe now it's just 1 year between the capstones. Maybe our successes are coming faster and faster and faster until it's just one huge, gigantic pyramid of strength and success. That is the visualization I want to leave you all with tonight. We are our ancestors. And the future generation is us. I invite you to slowly open your eyes. and view the capstone on the pyramid. Om Pater, 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 Pater. Peace, 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 peace. Okay. Well, that was powerful. And eventually I'm going to be able to cut up the webinar session into little chunks so that you can, just listen to the astrology analysis or just this or just that or just the meditation. But I just want to acknowledge that was very powerful meditation. I'm really grateful that you're here, adding your energy, and I will be here next week with Sankofa step number 9. And the Wi-Fi connection is a lot faster here, so I'm going to see if I can post this replay tonight, which would be a miracle and improvement. Once again, I'm Tachia. I'm at El Ma'at. Thank you for joining me. See me at the KemeTones Rec Ab Study Group or the KemeTones Cosmic Sound Healing Facebook page or at the website. And thank you so much. And I'll see you soon. A tap.